All right. What's going on, folks? What's happening? What's shaking? What's doing over there in podcast land? I'm doing something a little bit different today. If you recall, a few shows back, I talked about, I've talked about it many times, but the Warrior Expeditions is coming up. It runs from July to September of 2021 for this year, for this session. And I applied for the Warrior paddle portion of it. Leia, you can't be playing with your toys. I'm getting ready to do an interview. You can't be playing with your toy. So I did my, I guess it's a written interview. I can't remember what they called it, but it was a virtual interview. So I had a bunch of questions I had to go through and just populate these answers, submit them on the website. Then they review those and see if you move on to the next round. And I'm listening to this fucking video and doing this at the same time, or listening to this tutorial right now. But so yeah, so I submitted my online questionnaire. They got back with me and said, yes, we've accepted your questionnaire. Now it's time for you to move on to your online interview, which is what I'm getting ready to do right now. So I thought I had missed it, but they've extended the deadline. So I did not miss it, but it was something that just kind of was off my radar. I should have put it on my calendar, I guess, but I did not. So what I'm getting ready to do now is the online interview portion. I'm going to record it. You may or may not see this. if I don't like it, I might not release it, but there's supposed to be 10 questions. I have an allotted amount of time on each one to think of an answer. So I have a think time, and then I have 3 or 4 different takes that I can do, so I can re-record answers if I want to. And then I also have a question time limit. So some of them might have, you might have 2 minutes to answer, you might have 3 minutes to answer. Some, you don't have to use all that time, but you have that much time to answer the question. So I'm going to go through it right now, see what this thing's all about, and see how tough it is. So we're going to hit continue. We decided that you're using Safari. All right, well, stand by, guys. Stand by for the second attempt. Apparently, they don't like my browser that I'm using, so we're going to go to Google. We'll sign in there and see if I can pick up my email and try this again. Come on, guys. How many times I got to tell things to remember my passwords? Nope. That's why I wanted to remember it, because I don't. Jesus Christ. What have I changed my password to now? Save. Missing. And remind me later. There we go. Gotta go back to here. Phase 2. Go to your interview, sign in. Jesus fuck. I gotta sign in with my LinkedIn account, which it took me a second to even remember what that fucking password was, and I might have forgotten it already. Nope, here it is. Oh, we're back in. Welcome to your interview, Warrior Expeditions. We're going to skip that video. We've already watched it. One-way interview tutorial. Skip that. Interview will not. We're going to walk you through the setup one step at a time. The interview will not start until you are ready. Here we go. Continue. In order to stream audio and video, we'll need access to your media devices. Do you give Spark Hire permission to use your camera and microphone? Yes. Wants to use your microphone and your camera. Allow. Just checking my hardware right now. Make sure I got the correct hardware. Success. Next, we'll configure which camera and microphone you'll be using. feel like, okay. There we go, continue. FaceTime HD camera, yep, that's what we got. We're gonna move over this way so that way we get the thing in the background here is what I'm trying to get. So I got some natural sunlight, and then also have my blue light over here coming in. Might be a little too much light, but fuck it. Now we're using the microphone. We're making sure that it works. My Bluetooth microphone here. My meter is going, so it looks like it's picking up the microphone. Next, we'll run some tests on your network connectivity to ensure you have a successful experience. Run speed test. This thing's thorough, Leia. Leia's right down here, if you can see her. I don't know if you can see her or not, but she's just looking at me like, why did you take away my toy? I was playing. All right, so my latency is good. I will likely experience little to no delay. I will likely receive high quality video. I will likely send high quality video. There we go. Setup is complete. You're now ready to enter the interview. Here we go, guys. Let's do a practice video so you get familiar with how your interview will work. We'll start the practice. This practice says I have 1 minute of think time, I have unlimited takes, and I have a 1 minute time limit. Let's start the practice. This is the prompt you'll see when you have a limited amount of time to think about a question before you record your answer. Keep in mind that reloading or navigating away from the page before completing the question will result in an incomplete answer. Are you ready to record a practice video? Yes. This is a simulation. This is simulating a scenario in which you have limited time to think about your answer before the recorder automatically starts. The question would normally appear here. For now, just record a brief video about your background. The interviewer will not see this practice video. Are you ready to answer? Yes. 3, 2, 1, countdown. So hey, my name is Brian Dales. I'm retired Air Force veteran, a little over 21 years. I worked in the physical and occupational therapy department, and I was also a recruiter for 4 years during my tenure in the Air Force. Was married for 20 years. I'm divorced. I was a government contractor for a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. Stop. How's the video look? I'll put this on the other ear. Can you see and hear yourself? Yes. Okay. You're ready to begin your interview when you advance to a question. The video does not start recording automatically. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to begin the interview. Question 1 to 10. I have a minute to think. I get 1 take, and my time limit is 3 minutes. Amount of time you have to view and think about this question will automatically start counting down when you proceed. Reloading and navigating. Are you ready? Yes. Describe what types of jobs you performed and what types of missions you participated in during your combat deployments. So hey, yeah, as far as my combat deployments go, I had one combat tour when I was active duty, which I went to Balad, Iraq. My job stateside, or in peacetime, was physical therapy and occupational therapy, and also a little bit of chiropractics. And well, shit, guys, I didn't navigate the page correctly, and I think I've already fucked it up. Let's see if I can go. Let's see if I can go back out and go back in. Let's go to my interview. Let's skip the intro again. Welcome back. Check the hardware again. Setup is complete. Enter the interview. Question 1 to 10. Okay, so we're back to the start here. Well, it looks like it kept the video that I recorded. God damn it. Let's try one thing here. Let's see if I can clear the history in the cache. Guys, I've already fucked it up. You know, how can they select me when I've already fucked things up? And I can't figure out how to goddamn get rid of this history. Clear browsing data. Let's see if we can clear this cache out. Cache? See if we can clear this out. And maybe it'll let us get back in without fucking with us. Now I got to re-sign into my email, of course. It should have saved my password. No, it did not. Because I think I cleared my passwords as well. Because I'm a dumbass. Alright, we're back in. I should have not worried about this fucking craft conversations video, and I should have concentrated on this video. And maybe I wouldn't have fucked it up. I gotta retype everything because I cleared all the passwords, guys. Alright, I've remembered all the passwords. We're skipping that. We're skipping the tutorial. And you know, I can't be the first guy that's ever fucked this thing up, so if it is still there, the video that I recorded, I'm just going to go with it. Say fuck it. Configure the camera and microphone again. FaceTime camera, looks good. Microphone, hello, test, test, test. It is working. Got to run the speed test again. Latency is good. Upload speed is good. The good thing is I'm in a place where I can do this because the next portion of my trip here I might not have been. Enter the interview. Question number 1. Yeah, fuck it. We'll submit that. Fuck it. What can you do? We'll view this question. Have 3 minutes. Describe your transition experience after returning home from your combat deployments and after leaving your military service. So, of course, I've already screwed up the first question. My deployment was to Balad, Iraq, and still acted as a physical therapy and occupational therapy technician over there, but our main job was medics, and of course, being a medic, we saw all the mass casualties. You know, this was at the height of the war, the OIF, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and just the mass casualties that will come through on a weekly basis, sometimes more than once a week, and seeing, you know, your brothers and sisters and fellow combatants, you know, of different branches of service all over the world, even Iraqis, you know, locals getting injured and maimed and killed and blown to pieces and blown apart was a harrowing experience. But coming back home, you know, it was, I came back to Alaska, totally different landscapes, going from the desert of Balad to back to the lushness of Alaska. And the transition was hard, you know. It's coming back, having to deal with life again and chores and responsibilities and going back to work and not being able to really explain to people what had happened to you while you were deployed and the things that you had seen, and you wanted to tell everybody about it, but anytime you tried to tell somebody about it, your emotions, just like they're doing right now, you know, kind of you get choked up about it, and you realize it's not a fun thing to see lives lost and to not be able to save, you know, some of those lives. And then you carry that through for the rest of your life, you know, and people complain about things and see different things, and they complain about their mundane lives, and, you know, that they didn't get to work on time, or they forgot to get milk at the grocery store, and you just realize once you get out and once you get back from those deployments that there's a lot more important things than all the trivial stuff and it kind of makes it hard to relate to other people because they don't have that same perspective and that same experience of you. So you kind of distance yourself, from people, and you definitely just don't want to talk about it. It's things that you keep bottled up inside of you. And I run a podcast now, and I try and get a lot of these things out of my head and off of my chest, and I think that has helped from a therapeutic standpoint. But it's a hard transition either way, whether it's coming back from a deployment or coming back home, and it's still hard sometimes, and it's hard for me to even talk about things right now. All right, so we'll submit that, guys. Confirm your recording, submit. Question number 3. Describe all health issues and substance abuse issues you have now and have had in the past. Let's see, health issues. Been pretty healthy for the majority of my life. I have a Spartan t-shirt on here. I run some Spartan races. I've been a marathoner in the past, ultra marathoner. I've done triathlons. Around 2010, I started having some issues with my stomach and with my head, always feeling kind of discombobulated and like I was hungover. Lethargy, wasn't able to do a lot of the endurance stuff that I used to do, and just started having some issues. I started going to the doctors, and nobody could quite figure out what was going on with me. I had every test imaginable, from balance to cognition to neurological, cardiology, any specialty that you can think of. I went through it. GI, stress test, had ultrasounds, MRIs, CAT scans, blood work, urinalysis, stool testing, just everything you can think of. Nobody could ever figure out what was going on with me. And I really started feeling bad after my deployment to Iraq, and I sometimes wonder if it was the burn pits or whatever, or just whatever substances I may have been exposed to while in a deployed situation. But come to find out, when I retired and went through my compensation and disability physical with the VA, they determined that I had polycythemia vera. So ever since I retired in 2013, I've been getting treated for this rare type of blood disorder. They consider it a blood cancer. And it makes my blood real thick. I have excess red blood cells, so it makes my blood real viscous. My bone marrow just produces too many red blood cells. And to combat that, at the moment, I get a phlebotomy. Right now I'm on a monthly phlebotomy schedule, so I get blood drawn every month to lessen the viscosity of the blood, and that helps lessen the severity of the symptoms that I have, whether it be in excessive sweating, headaches, ringing in the ears, blurred vision, those type things. Got divorced at the same time I retired and found out all this new information about my health, and abused some alcohol for a while, and I've gone back and forth abusing some alcohol, and it just helps thin the blood out, so it helps with some of my symptoms. The alcohol does, and also it just numbs some of the pain as far as the things that I've seen, in wartime, divorce, retirement, reintegration into society. I mean, all those things. It takes the pain away a little bit. I don't know if these are good answers, guys, but I'm just going through it. One take, I'm done. I don't do double takes. Well, I was trying to do a double take on the first one because I fucked it up, but see what we got here. Question number 4. Describe your outdoor experience with regards to hiking, biking, and paddling. Well, like I explained in the last question, I used to be an avid marathoner. Well, I started off doing 5Ks, 10Ks. We used to run this thing in Charleston, South Carolina, called the Cooper River Bridge Run. My brother and I would run it every year. I think we did it 12 or 13 years together. And it's a 10K race, so 6.2 miles. Started off just kind of doing that, and then ventured into half marathons, and then I got into marathoning, and then I did some ultra marathons, a 50 miler, 231 milers. I've done a triathlon. I've been an avid kayaker for the last 5 or 6 years on the Ashley River and the Edisto River there in South Carolina. And we would do, a buddy of mine and I would go out quite often, and we were trying to do the entire Edisto River, just kind of piecing it together. It's over 250 miles of river, and we would do, a 4-mile section, a 6-mile section, 8. Sometimes we do upwards of 20 miles in a click, and just really love it. I mean, kayaking is one of my favorite experiences that I can have. As euphoric running marathons and ultra marathons and things like that. As I mentioned, I even got into Spartan races. I think I've done 12 or 13 of them so far, anywhere from the sprint length all the way up to the beast length. With the sprint is, a 3 to 4 mile length with 20 obstacles or so. The super distance is 8 to 9 miles, and I think 25 or so obstacles. And then you have what they call the beast, which is 13 to 14 miles and 25, 30, 35 obstacles. Various terrain. I've done it in various states, all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast and everywhere in between. And I'm looking forward to doing my next one. And biking, I biked all over Alaska. I biked all over the mountains of Las Vegas, mountain biking, road biking. Of course, I mentioned I did a triathlon, so there was biking training involved with that. So I would say I have quite a bit of experience of what it takes, the endurance, the mindset to get out there and accomplish this mission of the Mississippi River. All right, pretty good answer, I guess, right? I don't know. Who knows, guys? Let's see, question 5. Warrior Expedition supports 8 hiking trails, 1 biking trail, and 1 paddling trail. State each of the trail names you are interested in completing and why you are interested in that particular trail. So what am I interested in? Well, I signed up for the Warrior Paddle. That would be my biggest interest. I think I have a good bit of experience in a kayak. I feel comfortable on the water. I'm a good swimmer. I like the solitude of it, the calmness of it, the waves, the water, the sunsets, the reflections off the water, the aquatic birds. I mean, just everything that is involved with a paddle, I think, would be very interesting to me. If I'm being asked that I need to choose a couple different options to make sure that I can maybe get placed in one of these things if things get filled up or what have you, I guess my second option would be one of the hikes. Like I said, I've marathoned, I've done 50 milers, I've done 31 milers, I've done them through the mountains, and I've done flat roads, I've done off-road, I've done sand. I feel like I could handle pretty much any terrain, whatever the hike could throw at me. If I had a choice between the hikes, I guess I would like the Appalachian Trail. So my first choice would be the Warrior Paddle. My second would be the Appalachian Trail hike. Feel like I could do very well at both of those things. All right, so we're halfway done, guys. Question 6. I haven't done a job interview in a long time. This is essentially a job interview, right? Warrior Expeditions Trails takes approximately 3 to 6 months to complete. State your availability to complete a trail between the months of March and September. How do your family and friends feel about you leaving for 3 to 6 months? Well, this is a pretty easy answer, I think, because back in October, I decided, well, not back in October, back in August, July, August of this year, 2020, I decided to quit my job. I decided to sell my house. I decided to sell all my possessions except, a few items that I needed or wanted as far as clothing goes, and maybe some kitchen items, bathroom items, things like that. Sold everything, what you're looking at right now is I'm sitting inside my travel trailer, and I sold everything, bought a travel trailer, and I am now a full-time RVer. I'm fully retired. I have no ties anywhere. I just drove from South Carolina all the way across. I'm in Nevada right now, Las Vegas. Many stops along the way, so I'm fully available. I have a dog, and that's all that's holding me down. And I got 2 kids and parents that will gladly take the dog for 3 to 6 months if need be. Like I mentioned, I prefer to do the paddle, which I think is maybe a 3-month stint, if I remember reading correctly, but the hike would be fine as well. The only thing I'd have to do is just get a babysitter for the dog, and I'm basically on the road right now anyways. I have no ties, nothing, no job, nothing holding me down whatsoever. So that's an easy one. I can do that. My friends and family, they're very excited about it. They know how much I love the adventures that I do, whether it be marathoning, triathloning, just hiking, snow skiing, whatever. They know that this is important to me, and they will fully support me in any way possible. Friends, family, kids, my dog, everybody will support me 100%. All right, question number 7, guys. Girls, I just say guys. It's just a general term. I know I shouldn't say it anymore, but I do. I'm trying to get away from it. Here we go. Question 7, guys. Fuck. People, folks. Although Warrior Expeditions provides everything needed to complete a long-distance expedition, we recommend you have access to $500 per month while on the trail. Therefore, will you have access to $500 per month while on the trail? They give you three minutes to answer this. Yeah, I do understand that Warrior Expeditions provides everything. I've seen that on the website and the videos that I've watched and the research that I've done. So I appreciate you guys supporting all that stuff and supporting all of us and supplying all the stuff that we need to make this mission successful. So $500 a month, that's easy. Like I said, I'm retired. I have a retirement income coming in, plus a disability income, obviously, disabled vet. So yeah, plenty of money, have no bills, no one to support, easy and done. All right, 7 questions down. Here's question number 8. Get my laundry, guys. Is anyone planning on joining you for the entire trail? Do you plan on bringing a dog? Is your dog a service dog? Well, I did not intend on bringing anybody with me on the trail. I know there's a few people that would love to do it. I know some people that have done the Appalachian Trail, and I have plenty of friends that are hikers. I have plenty of friends that are kayakers. I'm sure a lot of people would like to join me, but I don't have any definitive plans right now. Of course, I wanted to get selected first before I would even offer that to anybody. But yeah, for sure, I would love to have anyone join me, friends and family, and cheer me on and support me during whatever trek I do or get selected for. I do have a dog. She is not a service dog. I would love to make her a service dog, but I have not. She's about a 60-pound American Staffordshire mix. I would need a pretty decent hull in a kayak to be able to bring her with me. But that would be fantastic to have her with me that entire trip. But it would also be maybe a little bit cumbersome and a little bit too much, as far as having to deal with not only myself and the elements and whatever can and will go wrong in a kayak or on a trail, to have somebody else to feed and to make sure they get to the bathroom and to make sure that they're healthy and that they're warm and cool or whatever, depending on what the temperatures and the situations are. So yes, I've not asked anyone to come on the trail with me. I would love to have somebody do portions of it with me, or multiple people. I would love to bring the dog, but I'm not necessarily 100% that I want to bring the dog. So I go either way. Whatever you guys allow me to do and whatever I feel like I can do, I will do. If that makes sense. I don't know, guys. Wasn't the best answer in the world, but I think I answered the question regardless. Question 9 of 10. Here we go. Warrior Expeditions outfits our veterans with high-end gear donated by our sponsors. Therefore, do you have any issues using the gear donated by our sponsors? Warrior Expeditions coordinates community support in the forms of transportation, lodging, and meals from volunteers along the trail. Therefore, do you have any issues meeting with community supporters along the trail? Yeah, I absolutely understand. Again, it kind of goes back to a previous question. I understand that you guys are providing all the equipment and support along the trail or the river or what have you. And again, I really appreciate it. I think it's fantastic what you guys are doing. And kudos to you guys for putting this together and logistically navigating it and making it something that us disabled veterans can get involved in. I think it's a fantastic thing that you're doing. I have no issue with using any of the equipment that you would provide. I have no issue with any of the lodging, the transportation, the food being provided. I'm just grateful that that will all be provided. So there you go. All right, so last question, guys, right here. Let's see what's going on with this question. They haven't been too hard. I would have rather actually talked to a person, but so it's a one-on-one interview, I guess, here. What do you hope to get out of the experience of completing a long-distance outdoor expedition? Well, what I hope to get out of it, besides the the health benefits of it, of just doing the trek. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some injuries along the way, and maybe some hardships and some tough spots, and it's going to be a mental obstacle course that I'm going to be involved in out there. The good thing is that you guys are providing some of the best equipment available, so that's going to make it more enjoyable and a little more user-friendly, I think. What I hope to get out of it is I hope to just get some clarity of mind. I hope to get back and get connected to nature. Kind of what I'm doing with the RV life right now. I'm trying to disconnect and get away from a lot of the technology and a lot of and just people, and just learn to love myself again and be with myself and be with my own thoughts. A lot of people are afraid to be with those thoughts, and I was afraid to be with some of these thoughts for a long period of time. I've opened up to some girlfriends as of late, and to some friends, and even, like I said, I've opened up on my podcast about different experiences I've had in the military and some of the things that I've seen, and I think it's helping, and I think it's helping just to kind of get all this stuff out. And I would like to get out there on the trail or the river and discuss some of these things with fellow warriors that have been in these situations. I haven't had a whole lot of time and opportunities to talk to a lot of other veterans. Most of the people that I know are civilians, and they wouldn't understand a lot of these things. So it'd be nice to get out there with some brothers and sisters in arms and discuss some of these things that we've experienced, and compare stories and wounds, and mental wounds and physical wounds and those type things, and just have that camaraderie again of the military that I miss so dearly. So just to reconnect with myself is what I want to do. I want to get out there with the nature and just let it kind of ground me again. Thank you for your time. All right, let's see what happens now, guys. Interview has been completed. The interview has been completed. You will be automatically redirected in 6 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. See where it redirects me. This is a thank you. Month of December, they will review applications, make the selections for the upcoming season. I'll be notified either way by email within the first week of January. They receive about 400 applications per year. They only support about 40 veterans. Right. So basically what they're saying is, They get about 400 applicants per year. They only are able to accommodate about 40, so about 10% of those applicants get selected. So, got a 10% chance of getting selected for this thing. I want to go to the next step. It looks like I got something else to do. Interview completed. Rate your experience. I'll rate it 5. It asks for a comment. I'll just put thank you for your time and consideration for this once in a lifetime opportunity. I didn't spell opportunity right. Submit feedback. I think we're done, guys. I got to go get my laundry. My laundry's been done for about 25 minutes here. One way completed. Warrior Expedition. Yay! I'm done, guys. Okay. I've got to shut you guys down. We'll talk to you soon. Cross your fingers, everybody. Wish me luck. Love you guys. Be good to each other. Oh, hope everybody had a good Christmas, by the way, and a Christmas Eve. Hope everybody got everything they were looking for and more. And hope you guys are looking forward to a Happy New Year. It's going to be a good 2021, I believe. So take care. Love you guys. Peace out.